Hey, baby boy, lying sound asleep. I hope you dream of lullabies and clowns.
I think this was actually it was Pooh that actually came up with the name Foreign Exchange. We had been working on joints, what I'm saying, with Nick, and we had done like Nick's Groove and Light It Up and all that stuff. And I think we was in the studio or something, and he had said something that was just like, he was like, yeah, man, it's like the foreign exchange. Like he had said something around foreign exchange. I was like, damn, that should be a dope name for like a group or whatever. You know what I mean? And so that was pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? That was how it came apart. You know what I mean?
Hey, baby boy, lying sound asleep. They say a child like you's one of a kind. One of a kind, God will guide us. We dream of life playing in the sun.
There's not necessarily a difference in the quality of music as there's a difference in the way that certain music gets promoted and gets spread. I think that same as in the United States, a lot of countries in Europe are very much focused on mass media, whether that's music or movies. And so in a lot of ways, actually, there's a lot of similarities. But in general, though, I do have a feeling that back home it's kind of easier to hear something different on the radio than it is when I turn the radio on here.
What to make of these changing times before the night? Let's just leave it all behind. I know this world's so cold, but don't let teardrops change your mind. So for the night.
Well, I think for me, like I kind of always knew that this was what I wanted to do. There was never a point in my life where I can ever recall not wanting to do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've always been into music since I was little. Always enjoyed performing. Always just listen to music. When I was young, like I wasn't into toys. I was into records. You know what I'm saying? Like I would tell my mom, like, don't buy me, Transformers or or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't care about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want records. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that was it. You know what I mean? And so it's pretty much been my lifelong dream, and I never really saw myself doing anything else.
Maybe not producing specifically, but I'm kind of the same. I've always wanted, for as long as I can remember, I know that I wanted to do something with music, and I really can't do anything else either. So I'm just like that's my one big talent, and as far as I can remember, that's what I've always wanted to do.
Well, I wasn't really. I guess the biggest catalyst was just where I was. You know what I'm saying? Professionally and personally in my life. You know what I'm saying? I just finished I was in the midst of finishing up the Little Brother Get Back album, and So and Take a Little Love the '80s. Like I was in the process of kind of extricating myself from all of my record deal with Atlantic and just kind of getting out of all that stuff. So it was almost just kind of like being reborn, you know what I mean, and just kind of washing the slate clean and moving on. So for me, it really was just I was just kind of looking to do something new, you know what I'm saying, to kind of celebrate my newfound freedom. And then with Nicolay, you know what I'm saying, with the beats he was sending me, like the tracks just sounded like they were more than just rap tracks, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot more to them. And I felt that, singing over them just felt more natural to me rather than rhyming, you know what I'm saying? So it's just pretty much like just that, you know what I mean? That's what I was that was the mind frame. And as for worried about being losing the hip hop crowd, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be some I was gonna lose, but it's like I can't really worry about that. You know what I'm saying? I was cognizant of it, and I had to take into account that it was gonna happen, and you know it was gonna be some blowback from it. But I was just like, man, I really didn't care. You know, and I still don't care. It's just like I gotta do what I gotta do.
I think mainly optimism. You know, I think that at the end of the day, we whether it's an album or whether it's a show, I think that we want to make sure that people step away um, feeling better. You know, and I think that I mean I speak for myself, but really I think my main goal with making music is making people feel better or touching people's lives. I think it's an extraordinary privilege to be able to say that you know in the work that you do daily, you're able to touch people's lives, and that's really what I think. I want to make sure that our music does that it does in fact make people feel better.
Always told that you should not give in to love, but saying no so hard to do. Cause when the feeling's right, you might as well, yeah. Kick off your shoes, take off the boots.
I would want to be man, Jesus, man, Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Marvin Gaye, and I would want to just be one of the guys singing background alongside with him. You know what I'm saying? Because his harmonies was just so dope, and his arrangements was out of there.
Incredible.
So yeah, so you know, so that was probably me. You know what I mean? That's probably my one of the guys I'd like to be with.
But I'm a big Prince fan. Just being a fly on the wall, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of the stuff that he recorded, some of his sessions, like I think if I just could, you know, take a little bit of what he's got, that would be awesome.
So much to see, might as well, might as well. Girl, don't make me wait too long for you.
I would just say, for me, it's just being able to make a living doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, whatever you like to do, you know what I mean? Just being able to find pleasure in doing, you know, what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Being able to say what you want to say. And so that, for me, that is what is the most important thing to me. That's what I would define as success, you know.